Hidden in the glamorous hills of Hollywood are mansions no one dares to live in, homes once filled with fame, fortune, and secrets too dark to forget. But behind their crumbling walls lie chilling stories of murder, mystery, and the unexplained. Why were they abandoned? What terrifying truths still linger inside? Stay with me as we uncover the top 5 Hollywood mansions with secrets so disturbing, you'll wonder why they were ever built at all. Don't blink, you might miss the moment the past reaches out from the shadows. 1. The Los Feliz Murder Mansion. Tucked away in the upscale hills of Los Feliz, this Spanish Revival mansion looks frozen in time, because it practically is. On December 6, 1959, Dr. Harold Perelson, a respected cardiologist, snapped. In the early hours, he bludgeoned his wife, Lillian, to death with a ball-peen hammer and attempted to murder his daughter before taking his own life with poison. The surviving children fled, and what followed was something straight out of a horror movie. Here's the twist: after the murders, the house was never fully lived in again. It was sold, but the new owners allegedly left it untouched, using it only for storage. For decades, through dust-covered windows, curious onlookers claimed to see mid-century furniture, Christmas presents still wrapped, and magazines from the 1950s lying on coffee tables. It was as if time stood still, trapping the tragic energy inside. Neighbors reported strange noises and eerie lights flickering in the night. Paranormal investigators and thrill seekers often tried sneaking in, only to be met with an oppressive, heavy presence. Some even reported visions of a woman crying near the staircase, right where Lillian's life ended. To this day, the mansion remains an unsettling landmark. Its decaying beauty masks the horror that once unfolded within its walls, making it one of the most chilling abandoned homes in Los Angeles. The Los Feliz Murder Mansion isn't just haunted by ghosts, it's haunted by a moment that refused to be forgotten. 2. The Greystone Mansion. Nestled in the heart of Beverly Hills, the Greystone Mansion is a sprawling 55-room estate built in 1928 by oil tycoon Edward Doheny for his son, Ned Doheny. But behind its grandeur lies a tale of scandal, betrayal, and an unsolved mystery that still casts a shadow over its legacy. Just a year after moving in, tragedy struck. On February 16, 1929, Ned Doheny was found dead alongside his close friend and former secretary, Hugh Plunkett, inside one of the mansion's guest rooms. The official story claimed that Plunkett, suffering from mental instability, shot Ned and then turned the gun on himself. But the details never quite added up, especially considering both men were involved in the infamous Teapot Dome oil bribery scandal that rocked the nation. Bloodstains, conflicting witness statements, and political pressure fueled decades of speculation. Some believe Ned was the real target of a cover-up. Others think the two men were entangled in something deeper, possibly blackmail or even a hidden relationship that turned deadly. Either way, the truth was buried, along with their bodies. 3. The Beverly Hills Witch House. Also known as the Spadina House. Tucked among manicured lawns and million-dollar homes in Beverly Hills sits a crooked-roofed, vine-draped cottage that looks like it was plucked straight out of a dark fairy tale. Officially called the Spadina House, most locals simply refer to it as the Witch House, and for good reason. Built in 1921 as a film studio office for silent-era movies, the house was later moved to its current location and transformed into a private residence. With its twisted architecture, intentionally uneven walls, sloping roof, and tiny, mismatched windows, it radiates eerie charm. But beneath its storybook appearance lies a darker mystique that's kept people whispering for decades. Legend has it the house is cursed, or at the very least, spiritually active. Several past owners have reported strange occurrences, objects moving on their own, shadows that dart across rooms, and an inexplicable chill that lingers no matter the weather. Some neighbors claim to have heard a woman's soft singing late at night, long after the home was supposedly empty. Adding to its mystique, the witch house has never been officially linked to any tragic event, yet tales persist. Some say a reclusive woman once lived there and practiced occult rituals, drawing strange symbols on the walls. Others believe the house itself, crafted to mimic nightmare logic, traps energy, both good and bad. Despite its creepy reputation, the house has become a beloved oddity in Beverly Hills, drawing tourists, Halloween fans, and even paranormal investigators. Its unsettling beauty and strange stillness make it feel more like a haunted stage than a real home. In a city of bright lights and flawless facades, the witch house is a crooked smile hiding secrets no one's been able to explain. Today, Greystone Mansion is owned by the city and often used as a film set, appearing in movies like There Will Be Blood and The Big Lebowski. But staff and visitors report cold spots, flickering lights, and the distant echo of footsteps when no one is around. Some claim to have seen a figure pacing in the hallway, always near the room where the deaths occurred. The mansion may be picture-perfect on the outside, but its halls whisper secrets from a time of power, corruption, and a double death no one could ever truly explain. For the Ennis House. Frank Lloyd Wright's haunted masterpiece. Perched high in the Los Feliz Hills, the Ennis House is one of the most architecturally iconic, and eerily mysterious, homes in Los Angeles. Designed by legendary architect Frank Lloyd Wright in 1924, this Mayan Revival-style mansion has been featured in countless films, including Blade Runner, The House on Haunted Hill, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But beyond its Hollywood fame lies a deep, unsettling history. From the beginning, the house seemed cursed. Its concrete textile blocks, meant to be futuristic, began crumbling almost immediately. Massive structural issues followed, including floods, earthquakes, and landslides. Some say it's as if the land itself resents the structure. Then came the whispers. Over the decades, multiple owners reported bizarre happenings, disembodied whispers, lights turning on and off, and a constant feeling of being watched. A few even claimed to see ghostly figures moving through the shadows, particularly near the narrow, cave-like hallways. One chilling story tells of a woman who visited the house for a photo shoot and refused to return inside, saying it felt like something ancient was angry. Some believe the house is a spiritual hotspot, with its Mayan-inspired design acting like a magnet for energy, both creative and malevolent. Others point to the sheer number of horror films shot there, suggesting that decades of dark storytelling may have left an energetic imprint. Though it's been restored and purchased by wealthy collectors, the Ennis House remains shrouded in mystery. To this day, visitors describe an uneasy vibe, like stepping into a sacred space where something, or someone, is always watching. More than just a landmark, the Ennis House is a chilling blend of art, architecture, and the unknown. It doesn't just look haunted, it feels haunted. 5. The Mansion at 2451 Laurel Canyon Boulevard. The house that rock and death built. Hidden in the hills of Laurel Canyon, 2451 Laurel Canyon Boulevard isn't just another abandoned Hollywood estate, it's a decaying relic soaked in rock and roll history, occult rumors, and unexplained tragedy. Once a hotspot for LA's elite, this mansion was a gathering place for musicians, actors, and counterculture icons during the 1960s and 70s. Whispers claim that Jim Morrison of The Doors once stayed there, along with members of the Byrds and Frank Zappa's circle. But its ties go deeper, into darkness. The mansion is said to have hosted wild, drug-fueled parties that spiraled into rituals, seances, and even black magic. Some believe it became a spiritual gateway, inviting things that should have stayed on the other side. Then came the accidents. Strange deaths, drug overdoses, and violent breakdowns seemed to follow those who lived there or spent too much time within its walls. One story tells of a guitarist who claimed to see a pale woman standing at the foot of his bed every night, until he fled the house, never returning. Neighbors began reporting strange sights, flickering lights in the empty mansion, strange chanting in the dead of night, and silhouettes in the windows long after the house was vacated. Over time, the property fell into ruin, its once lush garden now overgrown, windows shattered, walls cracked and graffiti covered. Despite several attempts to renovate or sell the estate, no one stays long. Those who enter often speak of an overwhelming presence, like the house is alive, watching, remembering. 2451 Laurel Canyon isn't just haunted by ghosts, It's haunted by decades of excess, loss, and a darkness that never left when the music stopped.